And today, we're not going to see just a normal speech. Today, we're going to see the first step of someone entering Toastmasters. So this is going to be an extra special speech for all of us. So as you know, in Toastmasters, we have something called pathways. Projects that we must complete while we are in Toastmasters by doing speeches. The first topic, regardless of what pathway we choose, is always icebreaker. So what is this icebreaker all about? Well, the icebreaker speech is about the member. He has to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structures of public speaking. This is the first step that every Toastmasters must take before they officially become a Toastmasters. And as the Madame Tom said before, after Toastmaster Nur has spoken, please everyone stand up and give a big standing applause for him, because that's a tradition for all icebreaker speeches. So without further ado, I would like to call Toastmaster Nur forward and deliver his icebreaker speech titled, "Why Dreaming Big is Not Always Good." Toastmaster Nur. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello, Toastmaster and guests.
Hello.
It is an honor to speak in front of all of you. First, I want to say thank you for everyone who have come here, and also thank you for the member of Jakarta Motivator Toastmaster Club that have welcomed me warmly on the first time I came here, that I decided to join this club. I have an important question for you, and I bet you have been thinking about this for some time. Which one is the right one? Have a big dream or have a small dream?
Big dream.
Medium. Raise your hand. Medium dream. Okay, that's the one. Which is better? Having a big dream or satisfied with small things that you have? Raise your hand if you agree with having a big dream.
Yes.
And please raise your hand if you agree with being satisfied with small things. Medium considered as small. My whole life, I thought that I was an excellent person. That I thought that I was gonna be a huge person. Not your standard A student person, but a world famous person. Yeah. And I was talented as a kid. In my junior high school and then senior high school, I always get the top grade in my class. Top 3 at minimum.
How many students?
3. 40. And then I also joined many activities, club activities, and I also topped at the club also. And the class, I being the top person, I was ranked 1 to 3rd. And I think that, oh, I'm so smart. I think I'm the smartest in this country. Yeah, I feel like I can contend with anyone. I can face anyone and I can win. That's the first thing. Just like junior high school and then my senior high school, and then I went to university. So I do the entrance exam and I get a score of 90 of 100. It's quite shocked that, oh, okay, not perfect. I feel kind of, oh, maybe this is the condition that make me have this little score. And then I keep learning. After that, I enroll in the university, and then I met this one thing called calculus. And you know, it wrecked me so hard that I have a dream. I thought that I'm smart. Why I can't finish this calculus? Why I can't get a good grade on this calculus? And then when the calculus exam come, my score is only 60. Others got more than 60 in my class. A lot of people got more than 60 as a score in my class. And I say, what happened to me? And after that, university is going by, and then I met another thing that break me. That is another math called algorithm. If you ever heard about it, I only get, the first exam, I only got 40. 40 score, and it just destroyed me. I lost myself. I lost my confidence. Who am I? I thought that I was smart. Turns out I'm only a frog in the well. I don't know that the sky is so wide and the sea is so wide, and I'm just a small frog in a small well. Life's been very, very difficult for me back then. I don't have any confidence. I become lazy, and I started thinking, what did I do wrong? Am I not diligent enough, or am I indeed born stupid? I thought that way, and there's this friend that I met. He told me, hey, bro, maybe it's not you who's wrong. It's your mindset. You keep counting the big things, and you are forgetting the small things. That 60 score on calculus, that 40 score on algorithm, you should have celebrated. It is your result. Even if you don't get 90 score, you should have celebrated. It's your small steps. And in that instant, I was like, wow, yes. Why I keep remembering the things that I can't get, that I don't get, and why I don't remember the things that I already have. That small score is a starting point for me. It's a small step. It's my achievement. That I should have not forget about it. Start from there. I make a small step, a small dream. I don't put my target a very big dream, a very big target. It actually torturing me having a big dream, a big target, without having a small step, without appreciating the small step that I make towards that big dream. And that's why people, fellow Toastmaster and Gus, if you're chasing your dream right now and that dream is exhausting you, make you suffer and torturing you, don't forget your small step, and always appreciate what you have achieved. I want to close my statement with the quote that I recently imply in my life, and that is, don't stop, keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Let's give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Rachmat.
So how did you enjoy Toastmaster Nur's speech? It was good, it was good. So please give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Nur. To be honest, I was impressed. I very, very rarely see an icebreaker speech with such eloquence as you on the stage. Even when I see you speak for the first time, I thought that you were already on level 2 or level 3.
Thank you.
Yes, so I think you did a really, really good job with your icebreaker speech. Well, I note that you have very, very good energy. In fact, you have incredible energy. Not only did you have good energy in the beginning, you maintain that energy until the end. That is something most speakers cannot do in the beginning. They hype up the opening and then gradually slow down to the ending. But you kept it consistent, which is good. I also like the questions you had. Big dream, small dream. You gave an option to the audience. And when you give an option to the audience will start a conversation. Something that most people don't really understand is that speech is not a one-way communication. It's a two-way communication. You speak with your audience and your audience speaks back to you. And I think that is something that you really, really did well. You have very good interaction with your audience. If your audience laugh, you don't just don't hear them laugh and then you continue with your speech. You interacted with them too. You had a banter with your audience, which I think is very good. It makes your audience feel like they are also being heard by you, the speaker. So I think that's really good. I also noticed that you have good hand gestures. Your hand gestures were varied. Also, you use the stage, which is again something very interesting for an icebreaker speech, is that most people don't really know that using the stage is something that you are allowed to do, and it's something that's good. Speech shouldn't always be the podium like this. You made it more interesting by moving around the stage. It makes your speech more lively. I also really like the way you wrote your speech. It was very relatable. You can be the best public speaker in the world, but if you cannot make your topics relatable to the audience, then no one would like it. You can be, let's say, the #1 champion of Toastmasters, but if you make a speech about algebra to a bunch of kindergartners, they won't understand, and you won't be a good public speaker. So I think that you're really good because you chose to make a joke out of calculus. And you understand that almost everyone here who has passed high school has already faced calculus, and it's a generally very hard subject. So you managed to understand your audience and then hit them where it would best suit you. So that's very good. And your ending had a call to action. Not only was it a dramatic ending, but you also called your audience to do something after they leave the speech. A good speech is a speech which makes the audience think days and days ahead, or be after your speech. Like all good speeches, there's always some place you can improve. The first thing that I really want you to improve is, to be honest, in terms of execution, you are very, very good. You're way ahead of icebreaker level. However, your pronunciation, you should really work on it a bit. It is something that you have a lot of potential. You have great energy. You have great power in your speech. But if you don't have great pronunciation, people might get confused on sometimes what you have to say, especially with something very crucial in your speech. So try to learn to pronounce a bit better. And also, your hand gestures, you have very good variety. But sometimes you like to go to something that I call back to default. So you do this, and then you go back to this. You do this, you go back to this. This is the scholar's pose, which most university professors use. But I think it would be better if you try to control your hands. Maybe you keep them to your sides, or keep them far away from each other so you don't go back to this position all the time. And finally, your opening. I think, again, you have good energy, but you didn't use your opening to the maximum potential. They say the most important part of a speech is the first 5 seconds and the last 5 seconds. You spent the first 5 seconds by thanking everyone, thank you for letting me speak here, and da-da-da-da. However, if you cannot grab your audience attention within the first 5 seconds, then you pretty much lost them for the entire speech. So you should immediately grab with something. Like, for example, your question. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have a big dream or a small dream? That is a much better opening than if you start with, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for allowing me to speak here. My name is blah, 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 blah. So I think it's much better if you immediately hit hard at the beginning. Overall, I think you did an amazing job at the public speaking today. And I really look forward to see your next project. So
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rachmat, for that moving speech. It was moving speech because you're moving from here to here. No, seriously, bro, it's a very on point and very constructive evaluation speech. Let's move on to the second evaluator.